made a 3-minute video talking about my neighbor's house burning down, and the main takeaway was that y'all don't like the way I say rough. I'm a fairly well-educated white woman with a degree in English and a focus in linguistics, meaning that when it comes to communication, I am almost always operating from a point of privilege. The main obstacle I face when it comes to communication is the fact that I'm neurodivergent, meaning that sometimes the way that I communicate is not well received by others. All of that is to say that when you critique the way that I say rough, it does very little damage to me, but it shows a mindset within you that does a lot of damage to others. Last month I posted my capstone video and I talked about a concept called linguistic imperialism. Linguistic imperialism is a tool of colonization that focuses on decrediting and destroying language as a tool of oppression. In that video, I specifically talked about the stigma attached to using AAE and the way that that harms Black folks lifelong and does damage to their communities. But linguistic imperialism doesn't just affect those who speak an entirely different language, such as AAE, it can also impact those who have a different accent. Even when someone is speaking exclusively in standard American English and following all of the grammatical rules that come with it, we will assume things about them based on the accent that they use. These assumptions can be things such as education, gender, social status, economic status, political identity. The list goes on and on. And once we make those assumptions, we often treat people differently because of them. The fact of the matter is that I don't pronounce rough incorrectly, I pronounce it differently than you do. And different does not mean wrong. The primary purpose of language is communication. Therefore, if you understood the message that I was trying to convey to you, my communication was effective and my language was correct. Standard American English is a living language and we want it to remain that way because it means that we as a people are living. That means that there will be differences regionally, that it will change, that different people will say things in slightly different ways as that language continues to evolve and develop and live. I used to love nothing more than to sit on my high horse and correct the grammar and pronunciations of others. But not only is it a bad look, it's also harmful. Language is not black and white, it is not right and wrong. The only way that it can exist in a binary is after it is dead. So if your goal is to protect a language, you need to ask yourself, do I wish to protect it right now as it is how I think it should be? Because if that is the case, then you must kill it first and protect its corpse. If, however, you do not want to kill the language and the culture that comes with it, then you must accept the fact that it will evolve, that it will have variety, that there will not be a right and wrong, and that its main purpose is for us to be able to understand one another.